Australia is one of the best overseas basketball markets in the game today, but even better is that they actually have a fully accessible website where you can access its starter teams and its starter leagues. So today I want to show you guys how you navigate that and how you can potentially get your start in one of the best markets today. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna have to do is you're gonna want to go on your laptop or desktop. If you do this on your phone, it's gonna be much more complicated. It won't be as efficient. And what you're gonna want to do is you want to type in nbl1.com.au and press enter. Okay, now when you enter this website, what you're gonna come up to, this is the NBL1 in Australia. Now, this is one of the best starter leagues in overseas basketball today. It has over 30 or 40 teams at the time of this recording, and the competition is actually quite high. So if you do well in this league, then you can actually springboard this into many other leagues. It translates very well to European leagues. You can either access the conferences in two ways. You can go on the side tabs here, or you can just go on the top. So in the NBL1, there's actually 5 conferences. There's North, East, South, West, and Central. Now, it doesn't really matter which one you access because you can access all the teams based on whichever one you choose. But let's just start with the closest one. So we'll start with North. You can just tap it on the top. This next page is gonna come where it shows you everything in NBL1 North. So the way that you actually access the teams is you're gonna go to these side tabs here. You're gonna click on the arrow. That's gonna open up a drop-down menu. So like I said, if you wanna go to men, go to men. If you wanna go to women, go to women. For the purposes of this video, I'll go to the men's side. You click on the men's side, and that should take you to this page here where it's all of the different teams within NBL1. So as I mentioned, I think there's about 30 or 40 teams. I'll run something on the bottom of this screen at the time of the recording, how many teams there actually are. But within these conferences, there's about 12 or 15 teams a piece. So these are all the different teams in NBL1 North. So there's Brisbane Capitals, Cairns Marlins, Darwin, Salties, Gold Coast Rollers. You guys get the point. It goes on and on and on. But the really cool point here is that you can click and all of these are accessible. Every website is accessible in the NBL1. So let's say I just want to go with the first one, the Brisbane Capitals. So I can click it. It's going to open up a new tab. Now this is the official website of the Brisbane Capitals, and it's associated again with the NBL1 in Australia basketball. So every single team in the NBL1 is going to have an updated website with contact information, with player information, with results, with the tables, with highlights. This can't be understated. This is really rare in overseas basketball that you're gonna get this level of organization for especially a starter or mid-tier league. Yes, if you go to the NBL, the first division, one of the best leagues in overseas basketball, then of course they're gonna have very organized thing because it's a multi-million-dollar operation there. Same thing if you went to Spain, ACB, or you went to Italy, Serie A. All of these leagues are gonna have well put together websites for you. But this is a starter or beginner league, so this is why it's so amazing. Anyway, getting back to the website. So if you go to this left tab here, there's gonna say players, and it's gonna have another drop-down menu again for men and women. Let's say I wanna click on men. The amazing thing here is that when you do this, you have access to the entire roster from last year's NBL1 Brisbane Capitals team. So for instance, if I wanted to contact these guys, here's one way I could do it. If I wanted to get on this team, I could literally go through this entire list of players, contact all of them, and just introduce myself and say my intentions to play on the team. Hi, my name is Jose Colorado. I have 6 years of professional experience. I'm very interested in playing in your team. Is there any way you could put me in contact with the coach or maybe point me in the right direction? Something along those lines. And now that doesn't mean that they're going to hit you back. That doesn't mean that they're going to even respond to your message or have any type of interest in working with you. All the hierarchy of people, probably players, are the least incentivized to actually help you because they're a player. They're not an agent, they're not a coach. And they could be thinking, hey, if this guy's coming, he might be coming for my minutes and he might be taking my minutes. So don't get offended if these players don't respond to you, but that's just one way that you can message. Another way that you can do it is you can go here on this left side again. So we're still in the Brisbane Capitals website, okay? If you go on the left side here, there's a tab here called Fixture. And if you don't know, fixture essentially means game or box score. So click fixture. Fixture shows all of the relevant box scores of the men and women. So this is why I said it's important. So if you are a woman, then obviously you're gonna wanna click and you have to pay attention to the different box scores. So this one's women's, this one's men, this one's women, this one's men. Okay, so you just have to be cognizant, you have to be alert of what box score you're actually clicking on. But let's say I wanna go to the men. So I'm gonna go here to the men. You click on the box score. It doesn't really matter which box score. But what's gonna happen is they're gonna actually open up the box score for you of the NBL 1 games. So yes, we can see the results. So Brisbane played Northside. Let's see who won. Northside won by 4 points. Okay, we can see what people did. But what's really important here is what you wanna see here is they at the bottom of the box score of the team that you are trying to message, they have the coach's name listed, they have the assistant coach's name listed, and they have the second assistant coach's name listed, and they also have the captain. So it's like we're connecting the dots right before your eyes right now. You could message the coach, the assistant coach, and the other assistant coach. Now it's gonna take some digging, obviously. You might have to go on Facebook, you might have to go on Instagram, you might have to try and find their email address through the actual Brisbane Capitals website. Now you actually know who is in charge of making the decisions, or at least who is higher up in the hierarchy of making those decisions. No longer are you talking to the player, but you're actually talking to the coach or the assistant coach. And they're obviously gonna have much more pull, much more say. Now, another way that you can do it, if you go here on the left side, they have all the social media tabs available to you. Okay, so in basketball, in my opinion, two most accessible or used ones, I should say, are Instagram and Facebook. So let's say you wanna use Instagram. So you click the Instagram icon on the left. Okay, now here's the Brisbane Capitals. And the amazing thing is that many of these teams actually have like link trees, just like they do right here. Okay, so if you don't know, a link tree essentially is just a platform that redirects you to a bunch of links, because Instagram or these social media websites only allow you to link one link in your profile. But here you're able to link if we click it open, you can see they have like 12 different links, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 12 different links are available. Okay, and then the great thing is that if I click here on the email icon, now I can message the email of the team directly. Okay, and the great thing is that when you're dealing with a lower level club, not necessarily a higher level club, but a lower level club, usually the person who's dealing with the email and is dealing with the social media and is dealing with all of that, usually that person is actually gonna be the decision maker in the organization, simply because there's not enough money to go around to have different departments. They wear many different hats and they play many different roles. So that's a great thing in this instance, because now you probably are gonna get more access. So if I wanted to do this, I could do this literally for every single club in the NBL 1. So I could go back to the main page I was in, nbl1.com.au. Okay, I could go to the next team here, club website, click on it, and the same thing. I could look through the players if I wanted to first. I could check it all out. I could message them all. Here's the roster. Okay, looks good. Or I could do the same method as before. I could do the fixtures. And as I mentioned, this is the amazing thing about the NBL 1, is that they're actually organized and every team is obligated to operate on this system. That's amazing. Okay, so now I can look at this team, the Marlins, and now I can see who's their head coach. Okay, their head coach is Kerry Williams. And then I can seek them out on social media. I can look for their email, and I could message them. Their assistant coach, Will Lopez. That could be my next target. And then again, I could go onto Instagram or Facebook. Those would be my two preferences. Same thing, here's a link tree again. And then I can go on their website. There's all these different avenues that I can contact this club. Okay, here it is. For instance, now we're really going into the abyss. We can go contact us right here. Here's even like a phone number. Here's a direct phone number, probably a WhatsApp, probably the GM. I'm gonna assume the GM or the coach probably is behind that email or probably is behind that phone number right there. And one last thing. So let's say you finished with the NBL 1 North. Okay, and then you wanna, let's say you message all of these teams here. Okay, so we went through every single one. We messaged all of them. Then you just go to the next conference afterwards. So you go back to the nbl1.com.au page. And if you ever get lost, always you can just hit refresh on that. You can just type in nbl1.com.au, enter. Okay, so then after I'm done with North, then I can just go to East, and it's the exact same thing. Okay, go to teams, here's the men, and then we start messaging them. Then once I'm done with all of that, I can go to South, I can go to West, I can go to Central, and I can message every single team in the NBL 1. So it's great game film. It's one of the best, most well-organized starter leagues you can honestly ask for in the world today. This is how we get in contact with them, but we haven't even gotten into what do we write in these messages? How do we gain their attention? What should be said in the messages themselves? So if you guys are interested in learning more about that, then go ahead and click on this video right here. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next one, okay? Peace.